Spark session number 3, powerful language gets results. So how many of you, let me see who I have on the call here. I think everybody knows me, but for those of you that do not know me, my name is Kim Dietz and I am the productivity coach for our market center here. And I coach and mentor agents and work with business planning and so many other things. So if you're in the market to have a little bit of direction in your training, feel free to reach out to me anytime. I'm here to help you in any way I can. Many of you are already in the PC program, so welcome. I know we talked a little bit this morning, but now we're going to get to some really great training. And so here we go. You guys ready?
Yes.
Okay. The one thing I want to focus on is participation, because when you are learning together, it's really important that you participate. Raise your hand, communicate, let me know how this is going. For those of you that know me, you know that I love participation and I love having fun. So you ready to go? Here we go. Okay, so let's start out with what successful agents do every day. They grow a business and they run a business. So as we're looking at these bullet points, when you're growing your business, lead generate for buyers and sellers, make seller listing presentations and get listings, make buyer presentations and get listings, and preview real estate. Running a business are the activities that are basically the 80%. So you're growing your business is your 20%, and then the running of your business is the 80%. So when you're running your business, you market seller listings, you show buyers houses, negotiate contracts, you do your transaction management, vendor management, set goals, compliance, risk management, attend trainings, and you manage your money. So as we start to look through these different tasks, tell me, what is the one thing that you should be focusing on when you're working to grow your business? Give me a shout out, guys. What is the one thing?
Lead generation.
Lead generation. And why is that important?
Because if you don't have customers or clients, if you're not going to make any money. So you have to continually keep reaching out, letting people know you're in the industry. So you need people to make money and do your business.
Excellent. Excellent. That is so true. You need to have you need to do your lead generation every day. That is your job. How many of you know what the rule of 5 is? Who's heard of the rule of 5?
Lead generate, follow up on leads. You have to go on appointments. You have to negotiate contracts and practice scripts and objections.
Excellent. And that is what we call the job description for you. That is.
I was thinking of, for every lead, you get 5. You get 5. The potential of getting 5 referrals or new contacts.
Absolutely. So in order to have the results, what do you need to do? The activities. Okay. Excellent job, guys. So I'm taking a look here to see how I want to do this. Let's go in a little bit of detail on what lead generating for buyers and sellers looks like. Who can give me some examples of how you would lead generate for a buyer? Lead generate for a seller. How do you do lead generate?
Well, lead generate for a seller, that if one way of doing it is the checking on MLS for a cancel listing, checking on sell by owner, and participating in the actually that's I was gonna say open house, but that's gonna be for the buyer actually.
Oh no, buyer or seller?
Oh, the buyer will be like participating in the open house and getting clients that way. People that will come and see the open house, and you can communicate with them and generate buyer client that way.
Excellent. And you said a very important word: communicate. How do you communicate with your clients?
With the communicating with the client, many different ways. But for example, we are talking with the, if we are talking about the open house, that the buyers that coming in to see the place, and you can communicate with them to first of all find out that if they're working with any other realtor or not. Then if they're not, you can take the conversation a step forward, and hopefully you can get them, sign them up, or not to sign them up, but get them as your client with the communication that you're going to have with them at that point.
Well,
And
thank you so much
on.
for sharing. You know, those are extremely important key points, because the word communication keeps coming up as we're having this conversation. And in order to communicate with your clients, don't you need to know a little bit of what to say to them, correct? And
Yes.
that's where we're leading into scripts and dialogues in the language. And so when you are working with clients, whether they're buyers or sellers, now we already went through the top 5 things that you should be focusing on as your job description, the rule of 5. And in that rule of 5, and thank you, Georgia, for sharing that, it was practice your scripts and your dialogues, right? In your opinion, why do we need to practice scripts and dialogues? Anybody,
to
shout out.
get what we are doing, you know, to have a smooth conversation, know what we are doing. I mean, that's part of our training, that without that, basically, any conversation that you are having, you kind of talking, you know, nonsense, basically, you know. So this gives us a knowledge and an idea of what to say and what to do.
Excellent. You're absolutely right. So when we're talking about scripts, how many of you have a limiting mindset regarding scripts? How many of you love scripts? Just shout out. Who loves scripts? Woo!
I
I don't hear a whole lot of woo-woos.
I
Well,
think it's a love-hate relationship.
It's a love-hate relationship. Okay. Now, okay, so let's talk about scripts for a little bit. In your guide on page 4, for those of you that have your guide,
yeah.
part 1, write down your limiting beliefs that are holding you back from making phone calls. I'm going to give you like 30 seconds here, and then we're going to share together as a team and a group. So if you're working on your lead generation and you're reaching out to people, yet you are hesitant or your mindset is in a different place and you're putting off doing that, making those calls, help me understand. Give me a couple bullet points on what is holding you back from doing that. So go ahead and take a few seconds here and write down a couple things. And so now that we have a couple little limiting beliefs written out here, let's take a look. Who would like to share one with us? Let's work this out together. What's a limiting belief when it comes to lead generation or making your calls?
I can share mine.
Please do.
Well, this is not at this moment, but at the beginning, these are the things that was holding me back. Now I am fine with it. Now I have no problem with making phone calls. But at the beginning, these couple things that I wrote down. One was since I have not spoken many people on my contact list, or my old friends or my coworkers or people that I know for a long time, I have not talked to them. That was holding me back to just call them and say, hi, how are you? Or start a conversation. That was kind of weird. And the other thing was, since I changed my job, my career, now I am a real estate broker. So calling them and letting them know that this is what I'm doing was kind of felt like now I need something from them. That's the reason I am calling them. Those are the 2 major things that are holding me back. But obviously now not anymore. I realize that was my wrong thinking, you know, my mistake. But those are the 2 things that I will say that were holding me back.
Now who can share in that with I could? Who feels that way?
Yes.
The fear of what? What is the fear? Put it into a word. Is it a fear?
Sounding salesy or not being good at sales or.
Okay. What is your key role when you reach out in your lead generation? What is it that you are doing?
We have to come from a place of like wanting to help them. And that's the
Exactly.
Right.
like,
It's not
be
about
genuine.
you. And remember, it's all about the person you're relating to. And I could thank you so much for sharing, because as you can see, the consensus is even agents that have been in the business a long time, they are hesitant to get on the phone or have conversations with people. And the number one reason why is because you are putting your own thoughts into their heads to where you're thinking, you know what they're thinking. And who's actually gotten through this and realized that you were the one that's standing in your own way, because 99.9% of the time they are extremely happy to hear from you.
Exactly, 100%.
Now, and I know that, in the coaching program, we've worked through this, with many of you. It's always the first. And then sometimes after a period of time, when you don't do follow-ups and things kind of get in the way, and then time lapses, then it's like, ooh, they don't want to hear from me now because I haven't kept in touch with them for the past year or for the past whatever. You guys need to stop getting in your own way. You need to go out and make as many calls as possible with the mindset is, I'm reaching out to check on them, letting them know I care, and either enhance or create relationships. Take the sales aspect out of it, because it's not about selling yourself. It's not about portraying, I got to get their business. It's not about, oh, they're going to think I need something from them and this, that, and the other. It's not about that. And that's why the scripts are so important, because when you practice your scripts every day, you have an intent of what you're going to say when you call people. You come from contribution, you come from care, you come from wanting to learn more about them and help them. And it's all about the relationship. It's not about a sales call. Now, when we put it into that context, how does that make you feel? Does it make it easier to make a phone call because you're reaching out to someone?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And you have to talk to yourself and have the affirmation, they're going to be excited to hear from me. And I don't care how long it's been since I've talked to them, but they're going to love to hear from me. Because when you have that in your own mind, that they're not going to want to talk to me and Kim's making me make this call, that's the whole wrong way to look at it. And how did you get through that? Let's go to column B. So let's have a way that you already have, or that you've removed that limiting belief. How did you get rid of that limiting belief?
So I did it in the 2 steps. My first step was just to call them and talk to them and just say, hi, how are you? How are you doing? How is your family? How is your, because my background is in the restaurant industry, I know many of them were struggling.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of, offer them help with knowing that there is no financial help that I can offer, but at least if they need something or talk to me, or, it was just a, friendly conversation. And if they brought up, because they're my friend from Facebook or from social media, or they heard about what I'm doing now, if they bring it up, then I talk about my job. But usually it was always about them. And most of the time, I would say like 80% of the time, they ask me about my job beside my family, my health and everything. And that was my step one. My second phone call was when I call again, hi, how are you? And I was family, but letting them know that this is what I do now. So that at least first call, if we didn't mention my new job, being a realtor, and that was kind of like a very natural of just a regular phone call, natural way of doing a regular phone call. But second phone call was like a little more like about me, and that kind of ease everything up basically. And I didn't feel like I was trying to sell them anything. I feel like I was just making a genuine phone call or sending them a genuine text message. That's how it was, and it worked out. I have not received any negative feedback, anything like that. Everybody seems like they enjoy talking. Now I've been talking a lot more with people that I know for many years. I mean, it feels good too. I mean, besides everything else, it feels good. That it's good for me too, mentally. Let's put it that way. You know what I mean?
Excellent.
It's good to.
And when you get out of that comfort zone, it's usually the first call that's the most difficult. once you get that under, then you're going to realize, oh my gosh, what was I procrastinating for on this? And what's going to help you with more confidence is practicing the scripts. And as we start to move forward in this class, there's going to be a little bit more information on, how we're going to work the schedule to fit in all of these things. But right now, somebody else, thank you so much, Kit. That's excellent. Somebody else give me a limiting belief on making your calls and your lead generation, reaching out to your sphere. What's another limiting belief that you have? Why are you not making calls?
Oh, for me, it was just, it's like right now, it's just like a little bit of lack of confidence. Like it's easy to like just send out a text or Facebook, and that's what I've been focusing on, but it's just, I'm kind of new. So it's like a little bit of lack of confidence. And what I put next to it was just like, I need to just rip off the Band-Aid and just practice daily. Cause obviously at first it's hard, and then it's only going to get easier. It's a snowball effect.
You're absolutely right.
Confidence.
You have to get out of that comfort zone. And here's the thing, don't overthink it, you guys. It's about creating a relationship, reaching out to someone to see if you can help. A very simple script that you can use when you're reaching out, because, we've had a lot of holidays go through and a lot of things, call your sphere. Hey, this is Dominic, just reaching out to wish you a happy new year. How are things going? Use what they call the Ford script. And if you're not familiar with it, we're gonna, talk about it, and I'll post some stuff, even on the Facebook page and stuff to kind of give you some direction. You make it all about them, and the script is basically, I'm checking in to see how you are. What's new with the family. What's new with the job. Recreation. Now, because of COVID, there's going to be a little variations. But you go and you make it all about them, because what's the natural response after you're starting this conversation? Well, Dominic, how are you doing? What's going on with you? And then it's like, thanks so much for asking. I'm really busy right now. I'm growing my real estate business. And in all honesty, I have a goal of helping as many families as possible with their real estate needs in 2021. By chance, do you or know anyone that I could be helping right now? That's a script. Okay. Yet when you're having this conversation, it is all about them. It's relationship building, and you are putting it out there that you have a goal to help as many people as possible. Not, oh, thanks for asking. My business is growing, and I'm going to sell a ton of houses, and I'm going to make a lot of money. Do you see the difference here? You guys are here as professionals to help people with their real estate needs. It's not about you. And if that hurts your feelings, I'm sorry, but this is what it is. It's not about you. It's about them. It's always going to be about them. And when you do a great job by perfecting your craft, by learning your scripts and having relationship building conversations, not sales pitchy, all about me conversations, and you truly care and you ask questions and you stay quiet to hear the answers. When you do have questions, you ask 3 questions deep to get clarity on their answers. And I will tell you right now, this is the way that you need to practice the scripts, internalize them, and notice that when you internalize them and you practice them, they become your own. They become a part of you. So anytime, whether it is an introductory relationship building script, whether it is an objection script, I had an agent come to me and say, but what if they say this? And what if they say that? And what do I say? And you know what my question to them was? When was the last time you practiced your objection handling scripts? So this is how it's going to work, guys. You've got to do a lot of script practice with script partners. Every Monday at 8:30 a.m., there is from 8:30 to 9, a market center as a whole Zoom call to where everybody gets together and practices scripts. So if you're not on that call, jump on. It's fun. Have some fun. PC people, you guys, you have your PC buddies, your script partners. If you're not in the PC program, I totally respect that. Reach out to me and I'll help plug you up with some script partners, because everybody has different schedules. And when you practice your scripts with partners, that's when you have fun. I had another agent say, oh, I'm too embarrassed to do script practice. Well, if you're too embarrassed to do script practice, then you're too embarrassed to be in business. Wouldn't you agree? Because wouldn't you rather sharpen your skills with like-minded business individuals that are here for the same reason, to help each other grow, than to be a flop at your listing presentation?
Yeah.
So, I mean, think of it that way, you know? Okay, so now give me one more limiting belief on why you're not making calls so we can talk through it and help you. One more.
I have one.
Please share.
So as most of you know, I've been trying to reach out through Facebook, and a lot of those Facebook friends were added back in high school when the cool thing to do was just to add people. So I don't know any of these people, and I don't know if I should just like delete them, you know what I mean? Because it's like, who are you anyways? Or if I should just take the opportunity and just be like, hey, what's up? You want to buy, you want to sell? Like, I don't know what to do with those people.
Okay, that's a really great one. I'm going to start you out with, why do you feel you need to reach out to them and say, hey, do you need to buy or sell?
Because I made it a point to reach out to all my Facebook friends and just let them know, because I don't like being so abrasive, like in your face, like, hey, I'm a real estate agent. I want to plant the seed and then like little by little water it by like what I'm posting, AKA like if I post a video or if I post like a, you know, on my business page or whatever it is, and then kind of have you see the kind of person I am, and then hopefully attract you that way, if that makes sense.
Well, and where I'm going with this is, reach out to them. What's the worst thing that can happen? And I'm not a negative Nelly, because I'm all about the positive mindset and positive affirmations. So if you've got all these people that are in your Facebook and you haven't talked to in many, many years, use the forward script, you know, and just reach out and say, hey, it's Michelle. You've been on my Facebook forever, and I want to take this opportunity to reach out to you and reconnect and see how you're doing. Simple as that. And then start a conversation. The real estate can always come later. It's about relationship building. And when you start off with, hey, I haven't heard from you in a long time, but I wanted you to know that I'm a real estate professional and I'm ready to help you with all your real estate needs, they're going to be like, wait, who are you? So there's going to be some times that you have to go back and rekindle that relationship and bring it to the level to where you start having regular conversations. And then in the meantime, when your posts do come up on Facebook or you interact on their pages, the awareness of you is going to start really come up. So, you know, don't just go through and delete everybody because, oh, I haven't talked to you in forever. Delete, delete, delete. This is amazing opportunity of reconnecting. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But you need to get out of the comfort zone and try, no, not try, and do create your relationships and solidify those relationships. I hear this all day long, but I haven't talked to them in 5 years. Well, your limiting mindset is keeping you from reaching out, not them. You are putting it in your own head. Oh, they don't want to talk to me because it's been so many years since I've talked to them. How do you know that? Give them the benefit of the doubt. Okay. Does that help a little, Michelle?
Yes, for the ones that I've lost touch with, but I guess I'm still kind of like iffy about the ones that I've literally never talked to. Like, I don't even know who you are, where you're from. Like, I guess that's what I'm saying. Like, should I even try with those people? Like,
Why not? Give me 3 reasons why you shouldn't.
Because they're going to think I'm a creep.
Stop. Limited mindset. How do you know that they think you're whatever you call yourself? No, so that's you like, putting ideas in their head.
So would it come off then phony if I'm like, hey, I saw you were my Facebook friend. How are you? ? Like
do you mean it? Do you really want to connect with them and find out how they are?
Not really. I just want to let you know that I'm a real estate agent. But, and if you need anything, then we can start a relationship. Because you know how many people I would have to start relationships with if I really actually, and I don't mean this in a bad way. So I'm just being very transparent. But like, there's a lot of people on Facebook that you just add. You know what I mean? And if I tried being friends with all those people and actually cared about all those people, it would be exhausting. You know what I mean? Like I personally wouldn't be able to keep up, and I would be like spreading myself really thin if I tried to be a good person for all of those people. Like I can try and be my best for like tops 50 people and like really give it my all, but like after that I feel like, oh, you forgot about me, or
Okay, I'm going
you
to
know what
give
I mean?
you
Does that make sense?
I'm going to give you a one-liner. You are overthinking this whole entire thing. And I'm being totally respectful and honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
Because creating relationships with as many people as possible is what you need to do in order to grow your database. Now, think, for every person that's in your database, how many referrals can that be? It's not like you have to go have dinner with them and take them out and you know, be one-on-one. But we're making acquaintances, we're making relationships, we're creating opportunity for our business. So how many people do you have on your Facebook page right now?
Probably like 600. Well, that's what I thought.
Okay, 600.
I
Now,
thought that's what
Dominic, help me out here. If you have 600 in your database, what does that look like for your referral leads?
3,600 potential referrals.
Are you willing to walk away from 3,600 potential referrals because you're afraid to connect with someone that you may or may not know very well and feel that you owe them more than what you're capable of giving?
Well, that's
really the bottom line here.
Can I give a suggestion?
Please do.
I think we just have to like change our mindset, because I'm going through it as well. Like we're in a pandemic. People are only really talking to the people that are in their house, their family. So like, think of it as like, this is someone new, like they're going to be happy to talk to you, and someone new, like, oh my God, I remember maybe for some reason they liked you enough to add you on Facebook. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't just like an ad, like you had a connection. Maybe it was something little like passing through the hallway in high school, who knows? So think of it like that. And they might be happy to talk to somebody different and then be happy for your success. And people love to talk about themselves, so they might tell you about them too. So like, it's all about like just changing our mindsets a little bit, because you're a likable person and there's a reason that you guys are still friends after all these years.
Yeah, I thought you were, so when you say make relationships, I thought it was supposed to be like texting every day.
No,
like,
no,
hey,
no, no,
how are
no.
you? Like,
No.
how's your mom?
And that's,
you know,
and I'm glad that we have clarity on that.
Okay.
Because this is about connecting, caring, and following up. I'm not saying text 600 people a day. That's goofiness. Okay. But you know, if you want to do it, that's fine. What I'm saying is you have to reconnect and then get on a schedule to keep following up and connecting, even if it's, you know, once a month or you know, just to get things started. Okay. The whole purpose of that conversation was your question was, do I delete or do I do something with them? And my answer to you is, why would you delete when you have opportunity to reach out and even do a basic connection and keep them active on your page?
Well, and I'm sorry, I'm gonna jump in real quick.
Go ahead.
I didn't hear all of Dean's thing the other day, but when he was talking about the database, wasn't he saying he had like an A, B, and C group? And so you're gonna file those people away, and maybe you touch base with them every 3 months if they're the ones that have no connection at all. And other ones you're gonna try and touch base with once a month. And maybe other ones you're gonna follow up with next week, you know, depending on what their responses are. And a lot of people, I know I'm the same way. I've got a million people on, well, not, I wish I had a million, but I have probably 1,000 people on my Facebook page. And do I know maybe 400 of them? Yeah. But the other ones are connections that I've made either through other groups that I'm in. So we have something in common. And maybe, you know, maybe they're in business too and they're trying to connect with you. So they get it. Does that, you know, so don't feel like you're, I
Don't
guess
overthink it. I think that's the biggest thing that everybody does when it comes to, when I reach out to somebody, what are they going to think about me? It's not about you. Get that out of your head right now. It's about what can I do for them to let them know I care. Simple as that. When you practice your scripts. So scripts will help you lead generate. They'll help you uncover motivations. They'll help you identify objections. They'll help you close deals. They'll help you speak in terms that the customer understands, that your clients understand. And this is the big one right here. It helps build confidence. So when you are working together and you are working on scripts and dialogues, that gives you the power of knowing and controlling a conversation. Okay? So
I'm
go
sorry,
ahead.
may I add something to this?
Yes, please do.
Okay, Michelle, now with the Facebook might be a little different, but there's another business social media site that I use, that LinkedIn. And the here what happened yesterday, because on my when you go into LinkedIn, you see what I do, you see my background, you see everything about me. And then this person, I have no idea. I mean, somehow we start following each other. She's a real estate agent in Northwest Indiana. Okay, she messaged me, because I sent her anniversary, happy anniversary, congratulations to her work anniversary, because it pops up on the LinkedIn, if you're familiar with it. And then start with that, and she sent me a message. Hi, how are you? How is business in Chicago? This and that. And then she said, she is a real estate agent in Northwest Indiana. And then she's saying that she would be happy to refer to me anyone that looking to buy in Park Ridge, or buy or sell in Park Ridge. And then I start communicating with her that way. And then she's telling me how much the commission she pays out and this and that. I mean, I don't even know this person. I have no. We just, it just pops up because of we are both in a real estate business. So the LinkedIn recommends those people to us if we know same people, and then we start following each other. I mean, the worst scenario, something like this happens, and then they might refer someone to me, or I might refer someone to them. That's easy money. I mean, you're not going to hurt anybody's feeling with communicating. And if they don't want to communicate with you, it's a Facebook. They'll just don't reply, and that's it. So don't hesitate on that to communicate with people. It's either they're gonna like it, they're gonna answer, they're gonna give you some business, hopefully, or not. So don't worry about it. Just do whatever you need to do. That's basically gonna help you at the end.
Excellent. Thank you for that. Because the more and more we talk about scripts, there's all different types of scripts. There's scripts to help first-time home buyers understand the buying process. You use scripts from the minute somebody says, hello, I'm looking to buy a home. So you're going to be scripted through the whole entire transaction, depending on where you're at. So you're going to be scripted on having that needs analysis, having the buyer consultation. You're going to be scripted on objections. What if they say this? Well, I'm just going to say this. It's preparation. It builds confidence. And you practice it, it becomes totally inside. Many of you have come to me and said, I don't know what to say. So I'm like, well, why don't you say this, 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 and this? Let's practice this, da, 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 da. Some of you say, oh my gosh, that sounds so good. I wish I could get as good as you. Okay, practice your scripts. Boom. You can even be better than me. Well, I don't know about that, but yes, well, yes, that was a joke. But here's the thing.
That's true.
A lot of the stuff that I train you guys on is stuff that I have internalized and learned over the years because I have practiced my scripts. And that's where, have fun with it. We've got such a great office filled with amazing talent here. Why not just hook up together, especially on the Monday mornings. We can add as many script practices. We'll do one every morning. Let's get some, energy in the script practice stuff, because the more you practice, especially when you practice together, you have fun, you internalize, you learn. And so when you need to put it into practice, you will then have that confidence that you need to have. Okay. So when we're talking about scripts, people use scripts on you guys all day long. So let's take a look. Who can read the first one for me? Georgia, read that first one for me.
Okay. Did you find everything you were looking for?
So where are you going to hear that? Where do you guys think you're going to hear that?
Grocery store.
Grocery store.
Clothing store, right.
That is a script. And that is something that people will ask you, because a lot of times they want to know, did you find everything you were looking for? Go ahead, look around. and please let me know if I can help you. That is a script. What other scripts do you hear every day in your everyday life? One that if you've been in bold in some other training classes, how about this? Trick or treat. That's a script. Because every time you go to the door, you say the same thing. You say the script trick or treat in order to get the treats or the tricks, depending. So scripts are used every single day for all different types of reasons. And in your business, it is your responsibility to know how to respond to people when they ask a question. And if you are really struggling with the communication aspect of your business, a very simple tweak is practice your scripts, internalize them, have fun with them, and utilize them in your conversations. Okay, so removing your limiting beliefs. We kind of went through some basic limiting beliefs, but this is really important. Is there anything that we didn't cover in the removing your limiting beliefs in your handout? Any other limiting beliefs you want to cover? Okay. So the benefits of using scripts build confidence in your abilities. Scripts allow you to stay focused on the conversation in the present moment. Scripts allow for consistency in what is said and the actions that agents take. How to use scripts. Come on. Well, I'm having a little technical difficulty with that, so I'm moving on. All right. Now, when it comes to the scripts, memorize and practice. Memorization and practice leads to internalization. So what does that mean to you? If I were to say, understand your scripts, the memorization and the practice lead to internalization of scripts. What does that sentence mean to you?
The more you work at it and practice it, the more you're going to start to feel it, and it's going to come natural because it's going to be secondhand.
Excellent. That's exactly right. And we're not overthinking this. It's a matter of, I know many of you, say, oh, I don't want to practice scripts. I don't have time to practice scripts. Make time, put it in your schedule, work together, have fun with it. Because wouldn't you like to be prepared and internalized and armed with the information you need to provide your clients before you need to use it? Preparation, just have fun with it. Don't be afraid of it. So when we're talking about scripts, 6-step memorization process. And you can do this now in Ignite, in your toolkits. I think a few of the classes have already gone over this, but I'm going to go over it again. Make sure that you go into the toolkits and pull the script books that are in there. There's script books in both Ignite classes. So when you pull the script that you want to work on, first you're going to read it. The first sentence of the script out loud 5 times. Then when you read your script out loud, you're engaging your eyes, your voice, and your entire body. Now, I'm going to suggest this. If you are practicing scripts on your own, call me funny, call me crazy, get yourself in front of a mirror, and I want you to look at your face as you're talking your script. Because even if you're on the phone, people can hear you through your emotions and your expressions, okay? So when you're reading the script, look in a mirror and read it 5 times. Smile, tilt your head, whatever you need to do, be yourself, okay? Then you're gonna repeat the same sentence 5 times with a smile on your face. And you're gonna notice that your tone is gonna change when you say it with a smile versus when you're reading it like this. I want you to internalize it as you are reading the script over and over. The second line of the script should be allowed 10 times while smiling. Why do you think they're saying do it with a smile?
Good energy.
Energy. Why else?
Lift it.
Mindset.
There's a sound to it. There's like a sound when you're speaking when you're smiling as well.
Exactly. It's all in the perception of what's coming out of your mouth. Because if you are looking at script practice as a chore, then you're going to be like, Hello, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer. Yes, yes. Okay, that is not how you do it. Hello, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer. Do you see the difference? When you're practicing and internalizing, you need to put your mindset that you are actually talking with your client. And have fun with it, smile. So when you say the script from memory, you're going to recite the first two sentences out loud 10 times with a smile. If you make a mistake, start over from the beginning. It's just about practice. Now, continue adding sentences one at a time. As you're internalizing this, I want you to get a visualization of a conversation that you're having with someone and how this is going to be beneficial and how you're going to internalize it and make it your own. Now, there's a difference between memorizing and internalizing, because once you get the handle of the script, then you're going to be making it your own. I'm not saying to change it all up, but what I'm saying is to get the basic outcome that you want out of that script and have it flow freely from you as you and your personality. There may be times that certain scripts may have words that you're like, oh, I would never say that. That's not me. I'm not telling you to change the script, but if you need to tweak a word to make it you, then okay. But don't go in there, because scripts weren't made for you to reconstruct. They're made for you to get the idea of what we need to say and to say it in your personality coming out. Does all that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So on this little understand scripts on here, does everybody understand the importance of just reading it, saying it? Okay. Any questions on that? Now, due to the fact that we are online and we've got some other stuff to cover, we're going to come back to the script part here. In the meantime, in the chat, I would like everyone to put their name in who's going to commit to script practice on Monday mornings at 8:30. Okay? Now we're going to move forward. Arrange a script practice partner. Now, if you do not have a script practice partner, we're going to make sure you have one before we leave today. Record yourself saying your scripts on the phone and playing them back with the recording. Have fun with that. Tape recorder, use your, if you've got whatever it is, listen back, hear what you're saying, and have fun with it. What are the additional ideas that you have for building a daily habit of script practice? So for those of you that do not script practice, what do you feel that you need in order to put yourself into that habit? What would be beneficial to you if you're not script practicing right now? What can I do, or anyone here in our market center do, to support you, to get you involved in script practice? Michelle, you're muted, but you're smiling. What are you saying?
No, sorry. My boyfriend's going to work and he's trying to give me a kiss. So I'm like, no, they can see me. They can see me. Stop, go away. But I will answer that, because the reason that I don't attend those 8:30 meetings is because of my laziness. I don't hop out of bed until 8. And so by that time, everything happens. So I was going to put in the chat, I'm like, if somebody wants to call me at 7, and keep calling me until I get up. But it's my own will, so at the end of the day, if I don't want it enough, I need to want it. So I'm gonna try my best, or I'm gonna do my best. I don't know what words to use.
This?
So
How's this? Michelle, this is what I'm gonna tell you, Michelle. I look forward to seeing you on the script call 8:30 Monday morning. Put it in your calendar right now. See? Yes.
Okay.
We will see you Monday at 8:30. I will be there as well. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Give me another thing. For those of you that are not script practicing daily, help me understand why and what can we do to turn it around? Because this is one of the most important things in your business, is to practice your craft and to gain that confidence that no matter what anyone says to you, you are there with a professional response and a confident response. So Georgia, tell me, what's keeping you from script practice?
I already committed to doing it at 8:30 on Mondays.
Excellent.
We started it with our group. I think we're going to tweak it just to kind of ask how we can incorporate it into our groups. That would be one thing to ask. I like this breakdown. Now that I have this, it's just like following the steps. So that for me is exactly what I needed to be.
We're chunking it down to where you're going to be running out of excuses, guys. I'm going to be totally honest with you, because I'm giving you every ounce of support, every ounce of training, every ounce of anything, just like anyone else in this market center is here to support you. And we're all like-minded business individuals. We all have the blocks as far as being afraid of scripts. I want you to lose that fear. I want you to get excited about scripts. I want you to get excited about learning how I can communicate and be at the top of my game, to where when any other agent is working to get this buyer or this listing, I'm going to go in, be myself, know my stuff, know how to respond, come from a gratitude, come from a place of care, and I'm going to have the best conversation ever because I know what to say and how to say it. Now that should empower you right there. Okay. So Jane Faber, good to see you. Tell me, do you script practice every day?
No.
And,
no,
and if
but
I may ask, what is keeping you from it?
Me. But I see.
Do we see a common thing going on here?
Yeah. But I mean, when you commit to, I know that with the pandemic, I really fell down on everything. And I've determined this year that things are going to change. Way better.
I'm here to lift you back up, Jane Faber. I have got you. And this and anyone else. Yes, this pandemic has caused a lot of stuff. Okay. It's not so much what happens to you, it's how you respond to what happens. So when we look at it, what are we going to take away from this? Instead of saying, oh no, this pandemic is so terrible, it's this, that, and the other, what can we do to be different? What can we do to make a difference? Yeah. Because even in this pandemic, people still need to buy and sell. They need help with their real estate needs. We're here to support each other in our own families and in our own growth of our businesses. So let's take advantage of 2021 and let 2021 know that we are forces that should not be reckoned with. And we are on a mission to help as many families as possible with their real estate needs. And in order for me to do that, I'm going to come together with all the agents in my office. I'm going to come together with my small groups. I'm going to come together and master my craft and be the best I can be in 2021. Yeah. So if that means I'm going to participate daily out of my comfort zone, or at least get started on the Monday 8:30 calls to get you into the swing of doing your script practice, I promise you, when you commit to it and you do it consistently, that it's going to give you a new sense of excitement and a new sense of commitment to your craft, and a new sense of what's that word I'm looking for? See, you got me all crazy here. Anyway, it'll come back to me. But it doesn't matter if you've been in the business for 20 years or 2 days. Scripts will always be a most important part of your business that needs to be incorporated daily. So that way you sharpen your skills. And confidence. Confidence is what you're going to gain out of this. And your clients will sense it. Okay? Who else am I going to pick on here? Shaheen, is that you? Did I see on the screen?
Yeah, it's me, Shaheen, because my computer, I don't know, it was not starting, so I used Mazhar's computer.
Oh, that's fine. So tell me, how do you feel about script practice? Do you do it every day?
I don't do it, but like I think me and Sandra, you know Sandra, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so we used to do it. We did it for a couple of weeks on Mondays, every Monday 8:30 that Lydia set up. But then we stopped because I don't know, we were only 2, and then we needed more people. So
well, don't you worry. We're going to build an army on that Monday call, and we're going to have a half hour of script practice.
Yeah,
and
I think half hour is very less. I feel like that because when we are more people, we need at least 1 hour, I think.
Well, we're going to start out with the half hour because what's going to happen is that's going to set the stage of the script. And then you're going to have script partners, and then you can go off and do the other half hour or what have you.
Sure,
but let's get started with the commitment of the half hour.
Yeah.
So will I see you on Monday at 8:30?
Yes, I'm in. Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. Okay. So let's additional ideas that you have for building the daily habit of script practice. Any other ideas that you would like for us as a market center as a whole to implement for you to help you commit to script practice every day? I know those of you in the PC program, you're already committed to it. But with the market center as a whole, I want everybody to come together as a market center. So give me one more idea of what we can do as a market center to get you excited and into script practice every day. I need one more.
We can do Zoom calls for it.
Zoom calls.
I think because a lot of our business is going online and through Zoom calls. Sorry, I'll start a video too. I think a lot of our business is going through Zoom calls and being on Zoom. So I think that that's a good way also to practice and make sure you get that in. In addition, coming from teaching, also what I learned from when I was teaching and when I first started and all the student teaching is they used to record us and show us how the lesson progressed and where you stumbled and where you did this and where you did that. And the difference between going through it and practicing it and the difference between it actually being documented and either recorded over the phone or recorded in person and showing you how you sound and what you're doing and how you can improve is totally, it really, really helps the whole process.
Excellent. Thank you so much for sharing. So I'm going to create something that's going to, record you guys and play back for fun. Remember, don't overthink this, guys.
Yeah.
Too many people run the other way. Hey, you want to do script practice? Oh, sorry, I can't. I got a thing. Okay. The thing should be your script practice.
I think maybe people are shy. I mean, I'm shy, some people are shy kind of, they what.
And I respect that, but let me put it in this context for you. Wouldn't it be better to be shy with like-minded business individuals who are striving for the same thing than to be shy when you're working to earn someone's trust and their listing?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So, and I'll put it into a monetary factor, okay? If you've got a listing and your gross commission income on that potential listing, should you get that listing, could be $6,500. Is that fair of script practice worth $6,500 for not getting a listing because you didn't know what to say? Let's flip this around a little bit, because it's only hurting yourself by not practicing your scripts, internalizing them, understanding what is a good response. How do I get through and hit these objections to where I can show them I'm the one, I can earn their trust. This is what I do. You've got to practice. You've got to practice. And I understand that there may be the fear, but you've got to knock that out and get excited about being uncomfortable and grow out of that so that you can grow your business to the next level. Because if you stay where you're at and you don't practice and you do get, you do your lead generation, let's face it, guys, you work so hard in this lead generation aspect of it, okay? Not only do you need to practice scripts in order to obtain leads and have conversations to get leads, you need to script practice for when the lead says, okay, I'm ready, Michelle, let's go ahead and have a conversation. Then it's going to be like, oh, wait, I don't know what to say now because I've only been practicing how to get them to me. You got to practice then how to have a buyer consultation. That's a whole other set of scripts and questions and things. But yeah, so practice, practice, practice. I can't tell you how important that really is. So we're going to start putting some more fun, exciting activities on the calendar for you guys to where you can enjoy coming together with scripts in a group, scripts of partners. We can even do a script off. So many fun things I'm going to put together for you guys on this. So look out. And I'm looking for a lot of participation. You know me, I'm big on participation. So those of you on this call today, spread the word that we're going to have some fun script practices coming up. And maybe some friendly competitions just for participation. Okay. All right. So moving right along. When it comes to scripts, how has your thinking changed just by having this little conversation? And are your mindsets in a different place, or do we have more work to do? Have you changed your thought process about script practice every day?
Yeah, definitely. I'm ready to, I'm ready to practice. So
Excellent,
that's
excellent.
motivation
And
I
what
got.
changed your mind, Shaheen?
Because, I don't know what to say. Like, maybe with a few of my, like, I started talking. So I'm thinking like, if I know more about it, I'm more like confident, and I can say like whatever question they ask me, I can say right away, like it's in my mind. So
And you know what? It's going to sharpen your skills so that you can hit your goals and help more people. Because more people will gravitate to you when you have that self-confidence of what you're saying and how you're saying it. You don't have to know everything. And I even have a script for those of you when you get a question asked of you and you don't know how to respond. There's a script for that too. So you're not just sitting there with egg on your face. It's like, thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Byer, for asking that question. I'm definitely going to do a little bit more due diligence and research on that. And I will get back to you with an updated answer about 5 o'clock. That's a script. And that's basically saying I have no clue how to answer that question, but I want them to know that that question is important, and I will do whatever it takes to get the answer, even though I don't know the answer right now. Instead of saying, you know what, I have no idea, let's just, you don't want those moments. You want the moments to where you can respond in a confident, respectful manner on any subject that comes through. And you're not going to learn all these things overnight. That's why you got to incorporate it every day in your calendar. So has anybody else's mind changed about script practice?
Yeah.
Are you starting to feel a little bit more comfortable with the idea? Because we're in this together. Who else would like to make a comment on why and how did your thinking change today?
For me, like, I love scripts in general. It's just actually picking up the phone. But one thing that was really like an aha moment is I used to do and I should do again is recording it. I'm happy to hear it. I don't know why I forgot about that. You actually, once you hear yourself, we're our biggest critics. So once we hear ourselves, we'll be able to easily pick up and change what we don't like. So I feel like, I don't know why that didn't cross my mind. So thank you.
And that's why we have these classes. Because you're not expected to remember and know everything, and that's the importance of you guys coming together and helping each other and leveraging each other, and because we're in this to win it together. And so when you do record, what I'd like for you to do is record by just reading it. Then I want you to record it with the mirror in front of you and having fun having the conversation. And then you are going to hear. Because what we need to do is we need to learn to mirror match our clients utilizing these scripts. Mirror matching is one of the most important things when you're working on effective communication and language in your business. So just because you know what to say, you also know how to present it in the right fashion to the individual that you are talking with. So if you have someone that's a real fast talker and they want to get down to business, then you're not going to be the type of agent that's going to be, well, hello there, Mr. Byer, and how are you today? You need to learn to gear yourself to your client. And when you know your scripts, then you will be able to know how to utilize them in any type of personality setting. Okay, so mirror
agreed,
matching,
especially with.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just going to say, especially with spouses. My last sale, when the husband called, I better have bullet points. Bullet point, bullet point. When the wife called, we want the nice fluffy stories and all the data. So it's like you got to, when that phone rings, you got to change your mindset of how you're going to answer the phone and respect their time depending on what they do for a living and go forward. But don't be scared of it.
No, and look at it as a fun. Oh, cool, I get to talk to the husband. Now I have to talk, I'm going to use these scripts. And now I'm talking to the wife. Now I'm going to use these scripts. Language and communication is the most important thing in earning the respect and the trust of your potential clients and the clients that you currently have as you go through the transaction. And so, so what ideas or what new ideas or new mindsets do you have?
I have
what's a new direction you have now?
I have a cool quote that kind of puts it into perspective.
Yeah, go ahead.
luck is when preparation meets opportunity.
Boom.
So kind of putting that, like, when it's supposed to happen, it's going to happen for you, but you have to be prepared.
I love that.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I think that putting like your faith in, well, whatever you believe in, but putting your faith that everything's going to be good, but you yourself have to be prepared for that opportunity.
You have to do your part. Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
I really like
that.
That's
excellent, Michelle. I really love that, because and this is a safe environment that you're in. I mean, take a look at all of the, it's like my big Brady Bunch family here on Zoom, but look at, these are all like-minded business individuals that came to this class to learn, how can I better myself in language skill? It all comes down to scripts. Now there will be, there's so many different scripts out there. And for those of you that I coach, we put it in our schedules that we're going to do script practice utilizing the script that we're going to use in our lead generation for that day. So there's going to be so many different scripts, and you just need to focus on the one that you need to know for this moment in the lead generation for that day, and focus on that and continue to learn. And then you move on to the next one, you move on to the next one. But I want you practicing and utilizing them. If you do not put what you learn into practice, then we call you a professional student that is not going to have any business. So when you're practicing your scripts, then you need to put them into play and have fun with it. So what do you feel differently about after the conversation today when it comes to scripts? I like what Michelle just said. I'm taking that as one of my ahas on what she just said on that. Who else has something they'd like to share?
I know I always read my scripts, but I never say them out loud, and I don't practice them. Well, I practice them with the small groups, but I don't practice them in front of a mirror or anything like that. So that's something that I'm going to start doing.
Excellent. And have fun with it. Do your hair, put your hair in a ponytail, whatever it is, show up, dress for success, pretend that the client is right in front of you and it's actually the mirror, so that you can see what the client sees when you have that conversation. And guys, just because it's a mirror, you're going to sit in front of it too. If you don't have a mirror, then you come here to the bathroom. There's a big mirror here in the bathroom here, and you can do your scripts in the bathrooms. I had an agent tell me, but I don't have a mirror. I went out and bought him a mirror, okay? Because that's how I am so serious about, look at the self-expressions that you have, because that's what the clients see, okay? So what are you going to be changing? How will your behaviors be different going forward? And what is one specific action you're going to be doing when it comes to learning scripts? And I'm going to start calling on people that are real quiet. So Mary, give me, what is one thing you're going to do differently when it goes to achieving your scripts?
Well, Kim, I'm a member actually of Toastmasters, so a lot of this just hits home. But just the reminder, I mean, everybody on your phone has that flip photo thing, and you can videotape yourself as you're doing it, and it really helps to see what you look like, what you sound like, and it's you. So like, you don't have to be embarrassed, it's yourself.
Right.
But even practicing in front of a full-length mirror for when we're back and doing one-on-ones, so you can see like what your hands are doing and how much you're like umming and how much you're, using your hands and all that. So,
yep. Physical expressions, facial expressions, all of that goes together with the scripts. And you need to know how you're being perceived. And the only way you're going to know that is when you practice and you keep an eye on and you work together. So that's excellent. Anybody else have a different behavior they're going to put into practice effective today? Jane, what are you doing different?
I don't know if anyone has said this already, but wait, thought but I think writing it down on the schedule when I have the things I need to do today and the timing, then put it on the schedule so I could see it, because
excellent. And we're going to get to that.
See it, then it's different.
And that's exactly what we're going to talk about now. So thank you so much for sharing that, because when we are putting things in our schedule to keep things organized, the one thing I do want to remind you is do your daily 10-4. And as a reminder, you're going to hear this out of every Ignite class. The daily 10-4 is add 10 contacts a day, have 10 conversations a day, do 10 handwritten notes a day, and preview 10 homes per week. Now, a few agents say, well, because of COVID, I can't preview, so I'm going to take that off my list. And I say, oops, no, you're not, because what we do is when we're presented with a situation that perhaps we need to tweak, this is how you're going to preview homes. You're going to preview homes by logging into the MLS, looking in certain radiuses, whether if you're working with a buyer or a potential seller coming up, or you're farming a certain area, or you just practice in a certain area. You're going to go in the MLS, you're going to start pulling listings, whether they're active right now. You're going to start looking at the closed to see how many days on market, to see what the listings were originally listed for, what they closed for. Then you're also going to see what's active and see exactly, so when you're working with buyers, you can say, hey, I took a really deep look into this property and it has this, and this. So that way, when you start to work with clients in these locations, you have a better understanding of the market and you become that professional of that market. A lot of your scripts are going to have a lot to do with the market. So the more you know about the market, and when you preview homes, if you do 10 per week, how many is that per day? That's 2. Is my math correct? So if you pull 2 MLS listings a day in the area that you're looking to do most of your work in, get to know these areas, get to know, what's going on in there. Handwritten notes. How important is a handwritten note, especially in these times? They can be handwritten notes to say, hey, I was thinking about you. Hey, it was great talking with you the other day. Hey, whatever it is. Conversations, contacts added. You should be adding 10 to your database every day, no excuse. Absolutely no excuse. Because you are in the business of growing your book of business. And as Georgia and a lot of us talk about in PC coaching, it's your data bank. You need to make deposits in that bank in order to get a return. Isn't that right, Georgia?
That's right.
Yeah. Okay. So I got to move your faces over. Scripts. Why is it important to learn, internalize, and personalize scripts? Because scripts will help you lead generate. What is an agent's number one job? Lead generation. So if you have a leverage tool, such as a script, that will help make lead generation easier for you, or simpler, or whatever word you want to use, once you want to utilize that. It's going to help you uncover motivations. So when you're having conversations, it's going to help you connect. Knowing your scripts, helping you connect with your clients better to where you have a better understanding of what their motivations are. It's going to help you identify objections so that you can handle these objections and keep the conversation moving forward. It's going to help you close deals. It's going to help you speak in terms the customer understands. And the biggest thing is it's going to help build your confidence during these conversations. Any questions on this? All right, now, this is my favorite part because Jane, this is what we're going to do here.
Okay.
In your schedules, there is something called the daily success. PC clients, this is a review, but you better be really sharp on this since we've been training on this a long time. Your daily success habits. Now, daily success habits are things that you put into your schedule that will help you perfect your craft and focus on the rule of 5. Your job description as a real estate professional. These are the things you need to have in your schedule. Role play, script practice, 30 minutes per day. That needs to be in your calendar. Okay? Next, make sure you check the do not call list and all that good stuff. Lead generation. That script that you practice for that half hour that's already in your calendar will then be utilized for 1 hour of lead generation using that script. That is in your calendar. Okay. Now, we're also going to schedule 30 minutes of entering all of the contacts we just made into our database and to spend some time doing some follow-up. So follow-up is not the same as procuring new business and lead generating. There's a fine line there, but I want you to focus and remember, you need to be lead generating for new business every single day and also following up with potential new business. There is a little bit of a difference there because it's all about putting people in the database, making relationships, contacting 10 or more each and every day. Get them in the database. Put this in your schedule so you know from 9 to 9:30, you're doing this. From 9:30 to 10, you're doing this. I'm doing my lead gen from 10 to 11. From 11 to 11:30, I'm going to put those contacts into my database, and I'm going to follow up with anyone from my pipeline that I need to follow up with to keep communicating with them. Then you're going to have 30 minutes of perfecting your craft when it comes to contracts. Contract, you have to know that inside and out. And for those of you that have been in the business a long time, there's nothing wrong with taking another look at it, looking at different scenarios. I also add into this, work on your buyer consultation, work on your listing consultation, and any other type of practice you need with documents and procedures. And if you've been in the business a long time and your conversion rates aren't all that great, and you're getting the leads, you're going on the appointments, but you're not converting those appointments to signed agreements, then that's another conversation to have to see why. Are we using the right scripts during our appointments? Are we doing a lot of mirror matching? Are we understanding and asking questions and staying quiet? Have we specialized in our consultations, the scripts, using those scripts in our buyer consultation to make sure that we earn the client's business and ask 3 questions deep, get everything going and understand what they need and have them look at us like, wow, this is the first person that really has asked me all these questions. Their communication with me is phenomenal. And that comes from practicing scripts and dialogues. Okay. If you need help, there's Command and Connect. There's a lot of resources on there. So as we're looking through your little book, like Georgia mentioned, that the guideline for understanding a script and how you do the 6-step process, work on that. And I want you to, anytime you have a limiting belief about a script, I want you to personally reach out to me so that way I can help you work through that limiting belief. Everyone is welcome to text me anytime well, not anytime, but you know what I mean. Shoot me an email, give me a text, give me a call. If you would like to talk more about scripts, where you find scripts, because you've got scripts in your Ignite program. I've got a ton of scripts here in my office. Talk with each other on different types of script. There's a lot of bold scripts out there for those of you that participated in bold, but it's really important that you put it in your calendar every day and really focus and have clarity on what scripts you need to learn to cover the gaps in your business right now, because some of you are getting an awful lot of leads, but the conversion's not there. So what scripts can we help and practice on to get more of a conversion? If it's that you're not getting the leads, okay, so let's talk about our lead generation scripts. We need to focus on those. So lead generation scripts, objection handling scripts, buyer consultation scripts, listing presentation scripts. Do you see how important all of these things coming together are for you to perfect your communication with your clients? Okay, so do reflect back into your handouts and kind of look through that and take notes if you didn't already on where you are today to where you are next week, because we're going to be focusing a lot on this. Monday, I will see you for the script practice. Out of the group, I'm going to come back and see you all now. Out of the group, how many of you are committing to the script practice? I'm going to read the chat. Mary is committing. Jane is committing. Shaheen is committing. Jimmy DeMac is committing, and he says, yes, no excuses. Who else is committing? And if you're not, tell me why. Michelle, I don't see your name here.
No. You picked on me, so I was like, yes.
Okay, got you. Vanessa's committing. Okay, who else is committing? We're in this together and we're gonna have a blast. Okay? Of course, commit. Excellent. So when you see that link coming from Lydia that comes across, everyone, I will see you 8:30. And Nicole's gonna commit too, because she just did the rah-rah thing there.
Wait, I was congratulating all you.
I know, really? Seriously. Taking the step
all right,
and
I guess
committing.
I'll be here. Bye. I'll be there. 8:30 Monday?
8:30 Monday morning. Be there, be square.
So what is which one is the first one that we need to practice?
I don't know. What do you think?
Maybe some, like, everyone should pick, right? One, so we need a printout for that.
How have you done the script practice prior?
I had it like few, so we met in the office and I gave Sandra the copies.
Okay.
So
well, let me ask you this. If there was one script that you would like to focus on Monday, what would that one script be? And this is a question for everyone. What is the biggest need right now of practice for script? Is it a lead generation script? Is it a conversion script working with buyers or sellers? You tell me.
It's a lead generation.
Lead generation scripts?
Yeah.
Generation.
Okay.
Yeah, lead generation.
Yeah, lead generation.
Okay. How many of you are familiar with the Ford script? I'm going to post the Ford script. We're going to be working on the Ford script.
Okay.
Because right now, what is the biggest challenge that we have? And that's connecting with people during a COVID pandemic, right? And so we need a script that is going to reconnect us, that is going to, because remember, you have to have the relationship. You've got to create the relationship. You have to, because going into a lead generation script of, hi, I know I haven't talked to you in about 2 years, but I'm just reaching out. Do you have any, do you know of anyone that's looking to buy, sell, invest in real estate that can help today? And you have no idea what they're going through and their family. That is not the way that we need to approach this with our scripts. We need to get in and make sure that we connect, we create some form of an acquaintance and renew or rekindle or start a relationship so we know where they're at to know what script comes next. Too many agents think it always has to be about me and all about my real estate. People are not going to listen to you if you don't care about them. We've got to show the intent of care. We have to show and learn more about them so we know how we can help them best. And you could probably get 5 hot leads from someone that you take a few minutes to reconnect with and ask how they are. And then the real estate conversation comes later versus you going in there like a bat out of heck. Hey, how you been? I know it's been so long and all this stuff's going on. Who do you know that can help and buy, sell real estate? And so it's like, but I used the script you told me, Kim. No, that's not what I'm saying. When you practice the scripts, you have to know how to use them and when to use them. So my suggestion for Monday is we're going to use the script, the Ford script, and we're going to go over and talk, and we're going to go back and forth about some ideas on how we can connect and help people. And that is a lead generation script because it's a care call. And this is where we need to start. Would you all agree with that?
Yes.
Yep.
So I will post the Ford script on the office Facebook page. And then I will encourage the whole office to join us on Monday. And let's start put together a plan on how we can come together and lead generate as an office using these scripts and helping each other grow with these scripts and put the script practice in the calendar every day. So when people think of real estate, they think of us because we are those people that care and we know what we're talking about. Right? Okay, I'm going to ask for takeaways and I'm going to let you carry on with your day. Jimmy to Matt, give me one thing you're going to take away from today's session.
Well, the importance of script practice and how it's going to help benefit our business. We're going to understand the lingo and be able to speak to our clients and be more knowledgeable. One thing that I thought of is previewing 10 homes. Well, if we do a script practice 10 times, then that's going to help educate us just the same way that previewing 10 homes would help educate us about homes in general in that area. So I think, you know,
Excellent.
it kind of goes hand in hand.
Excellent. And you know, it's consistency, guys. It's putting it in the schedule. If it's not in your schedule, it does not exist. And when it's in your schedule, it exists, but you still need to do the task. And when you complete the task, you have a sense of completion and you're moving that much closer to your goal of internalizing these scripts to where you can help anyone. You know, somebody catches you on the street, hey, Georgia, I have a question for you. You can turn around with confidence and think, I'll answer anything they have for me because I know my scripts. Okay. Thank you, Jim. Jimmy F, give me a takeaway from today.
Just touching base on what Jimmy the Mac said. Yeah, just practice, you know, every day. And it adds to your people skills, you know, so.
Yeah. And make it fun, guys. I don't know why everybody's so afraid of scripts. You know, let me rephrase that. I do know why, but I'm here to remove that limiting belief because it is an empowerment tool for you to be able to learn scripts and come together and look at this great group and this great office that you have that's here to support you and have fun with it. And it's a safe environment. So it's a win-win all the way around. Okay. Thank you, Jimmy. Jane, give me a takeaway from today.
Well, as of today, the scripts became in front of me, like I need to do this. And a lot of times I think, oh, I know how to do this. I've been in business for a while. And that's not the way I should be looking at this, but practicing. So it's just, you know, and there's always new scripts and new ways. And when you talk to other agents, you get other ideas on what they use on scripts. And
that's exactly right. And when times change, our scripts have to change, right? Yeah. And why not be on top of things? And you know what you need. You know, we'll start with the 4th script on this Monday, and then let's see how this script practice goes. And then I'll even create something where we break out in rooms and we have little script ops in different rooms, and we can schedule something. We'll grow it into something based upon your needs. Okay, but you need to be verbal and help me understand what you need. All right, so excellent. Thank you, Jane. Michelle, what's your takeaway from today? Besides that, you're going to hit 600 Facebook friends today. No, kidding.
I think I have like, with the quote that I told you guys, that I just remembered, I think.
And I love it. I love that.
I really like it too. And I wish I would have like kept that in mind earlier, because it's kind of like, I keep thinking, well, like, you know, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. But like, what am I really doing for myself when that opportunity comes for it to happen? But I think I also have kind of like, I don't know, the mentality. The mentality is always going to get me. And if I don't change it, then I'm really never going to be the person I want. So be prepared, and like, it's all about mentality. I don't know. I keep
out your affirmation every single day.
I keep going,
and you need to internalize your affirmations just like you do your scripts.
Yeah.
So that's an excellent takeaway. Fantastic. Thank you. Vicki, what's your takeaway from today?
Okay. My takeaway was have fun, sound enthusiastic. It doesn't matter whether you know them 2 seconds or 20 years, for you to have a positive energy, a positive vibe, and pass that on to them in the conversation. And remember, the worst that they could do to you is just tell you no. It's not like they can rip your eyeballs out.
Then you move on to somebody who needs you.
Yeah.
You know, just don't overthink it, guys. And that's what we're human. We overthink things because we care so much. We care so much about what are they going to think about me? You know, knock that crap out of your head right now. It's what am I going to do to help them? End of story. And if I can't help them, I'm still going to stay in touch with them, and I'm going to move on and find somebody who needs me. Simple as that. And I know that's going to take some mindset, and that's why we're here together, is to work together and get the mindset and the script practice and everything together, because you're going to come out 2021 like a scripting machine. I'm telling you. Okay, Dominic, what's your takeaway from today?
The recording while we're practicing with scripts. And I liked how you said earlier, like, obviously calling, just to have the mindset that you're helping them. And I liked how you mentioned, like, rates are at an all-time low. So, like, even if I don't really know what's going on, I know that, you know, so, like, obviously, hey, like, buying a home right now is probably the best time it's ever going to be, and just relaying that to our sphere, our clients and customers and everybody when we're calling. So kind of takes away that cheesy salesperson, and we're calling with a purpose to help.
Exactly. And if you want to know some stuff, reach out to lenders. Find out what are some good first-time home buyer options, you know, and you know, get to know a little bit more. So when you do reach out to renters, you know, hey, the market's really great. I've been thinking about you. You know, what are the chances that you may be considering buying in the next 6 months or so? And then you can just start the conversation and say, I just want to help you. If you're looking to buy, let's see what we can do. You know, I can give you some referrals, I can do this, but always come from a place of wanting to help. When your mindset is there, instead of, oh my gosh, are they going to pick up the phone? You know, flip it around. It's not about us making sales calls, even though some coaches may say, you know, make X amount of sales calls. I'm telling you, and most of KW is going to tell you, make care calls. Learn about the person, create the relationship. When you put the sales and yourself first, then that's not going to help, you know, in all honesty, unless they call you and say, you know, hey, Dominic, I got a question for you about real estate. Oh, that's great. Okay. But you still need to know how to answer those questions, and you still need to know your scripts, right? But when you're reaching out to people, don't overthink it, practice the scripts, and, you know, come from a place of contribution. I really want to help this person, and I want to see if they know anyone else that I can help. Don't make it all about the shiny, you know, I'm just calling to tell you that you should work with me because I've got this award, and this award, and this award. There are agents out there that do that because I think that's the important part that they have to showcase and throw up themselves. You know, oh, look at me, look at me. That mentality will get you nowhere. It's all about earning the trust and the respect of the potential client. And it all starts with your language and your communication and knowing your scripts. Agreed? Yep. All right. Let me get a takeaway from you, Vanessa, if you're available.
Yes. Hi. My takeaway was just I've worked at call centers before, so I'm used to scripts,
right?
Yeah. And you know, in the beginning of it is pretty like intimidating because you don't want to sound like a robot, you want to sound like a human, you know. So just like both of the Jimmys said, you know, practice makes perfect.
Yep.
Once it's in you, it's second nature, and you know, you'll be able to form that bond with that potential client.
Excellent.
So that's my big takeaway.
I love how you said that. When it's internal and in you, it's second nature. It becomes a part of you. Your scripts will become a part of you, but you got to practice them, and you got to do your own. And you know, back in high school, I worked at a call center, and it was the most frustrating job I ever had because that was before computers really came out. All right, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
And I had a little screen, and it would tell me exactly what I had to say. There was no practice time. There was no nothing. You had to read from the screen. I lasted 2 hours of that job because that, you know, my personality is not to be like, hello, thank you for taking my call. What I'm calling to ask you about is, you know, how many times do you guys get those calls? Yeah. What is your first inclination? Click. You know, and I feel bad because I like to put out good karma. If I get one of those sales calls, I'll be like, you know what? Thank you so much for calling, but I'm really not interested, but I do wish you a great day. And I hang up because when you put out, you receive. Now, there's some people, you know, especially if they claim that they're the IRS and they're coming after me, I know that's not a real call, you know, so I may have fun with that one. But with that being said, always treat, you know, salespeople the same that you want to be treated by too when you get these calls, you know, should you pick them up or what have you. On the other hand too, you know, when it's in you, it becomes you. So have fun with it. Excellent. Shaheen, what's a takeaway from today?
Okay, so like, we have the bold law, what you focus on expands.
Excellent.
So yeah, if we do more and more practice, script is very, very important,
It's extremely important.
Yeah, so it builds confidence too at the same time. Like when people are calling you, you have it in your mind and you just say it, very confidently.
Excellent.
So script is very, very important, so.
It certainly is. And thank you for sharing. And because practice, I'm not going to say practice makes perfect because you'll never perfect them, but you'll get close to it. Okay. All right. What's your takeaway from today?
My takeaway is the importance of the care call and the making it about your client or person that you are calling. Is there not your client yet, maybe? And also the importance of the script. Start practicing how much that will help to my success.
Excellent. Because wouldn't you like to have a confident way of responding to something in a conversation that maybe you're still learning some things on? Great job, great job. Georgia, what's your takeaway from today?
So it's a more general takeaway because everyone else has kind of covered the script part, but I knew it already, but the office and you are so responsive and so supportive and so helpful with like guidance and education. And then like, again, my big word for this year is implementation. So I keep trying to funnel how to take whatever we're learning and then just put it into something ASAP. So that was my big takeaway because of, getting us to kind of go commit to Mondays and then you being so great to like come up with programs or ideas or fun things that we can do to kind of get it going. So I really appreciated that. And that's my big takeaway. Thanks.
Well, excellent, because we're in this together, guys. We are a group of very talented, like-minded business individuals. And for those that can't be on the call today, this goes for everybody in the market center. We invite you all on the script calls on 8:30 on Monday morning, okay? And we will grow whatever program, whatever training, whatever it is that you guys need, but you need to communicate with us so that we can help you better. And I'm excited, to put together some fun times and do some script practice, have some script ops, have some fun, get the ALC involved. We'll have Jane on the ALC scripting off, with the PC or, agents and this, that, and the other. But, it's all about coming together and helping each other grow. Yeah. This is a safe environment and let's just do it. There's no more excuses because I want to get better at what I do too. So if that's the case, then I need to put it in my calendar. Then I'm going to get specific with these activities. And for you guys, script practice is a huge priority because if you're not getting business, we need to focus on lead generation scripts. If you're getting the leads, but they're not converting, then we need to focus on conversion scripts. Is it presentation scripts? Is it consultation? What is it? Those of you that are having some deals that are going south, let's practice some objection handling or things that we need to do to help our transactions get to closing. So there's so many different avenues of scripts. And if you're afraid of them and you don't venture out to learn them, then you're doing such a disservice to yourself and your clients because you're afraid. So let's get over the fear. Let's make it an excitement. Let's get out of the comfort zones. When you get out of the comfort zone, you grow. So I'm going to see a lot of growth here, a lot of growth. Who did I not? Yes, Michelle, go right ahead.
I have a quick question.
Sure.
So mindset, right? As you guys are talking and everything, I'm like thinking to myself, like, what is it really? And so part of the reason that I feel like me personally, I don't do scripts is because like you said, just have fun with it, just have a conversation. And personally, I feel like I can do that. I can call somebody or, talk to somebody on the street and be like, hey, how are you? Like, blah, blah. But then that's like, I don't know if this is the right word, but that's the arrogance of like, well, if you're saying I need to practice, how to have a conversation with somebody, like, can you kind of put me in my place and like fix that little thought?
Okay. See, here's the thing. Well, a lot of this, and this is an excellent question. Thank you for bringing it up, or an excellent thing to address. A lot of us do have a lot of self-confidence. Well, no worries. I can get through anything, whatever they ask me. And so then I come up to you, Michelle, and I say, hey, Michelle, Hey, it's really good to see you again. I'm thinking, can you show me some houses tomorrow?
Well, have you gotten the pre-approved?
How do you respond to that?
I would go through the process like, well, have you gotten a pre-approval? Like, what's your timeline? Are you?
And what is that? That's a script, right?
Yes.
So you're confident that you're good with that script because we put together that lead sheet script, right?
Yeah.
So you practice that lead sheet. Now it's a script. So you're good with that. Now let's take it to the next level. Okay. We go through all the questions and everything like that. And then I tell you, I got a pre-approval. So yeah, but can we go look at houses tomorrow? I need to go at 2:30.
No, well, I have to figure out, what your needs are. And so I can narrow it down specifically. That way I don't waste your time and you don't waste my time. And, we get to the point faster than, going the long way, like from point A. I would say it a lot better. I would.
Now, okay, you would if you practice the script of how to handle it. I'm not saying you don't know what you're talking about.
I see what you're saying.
But now do you see where I'm coming from?
Yes.
I'm not saying you guys don't know what to say, but you're saying it off the cuff and you maybe missing some important pieces of that.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you have, and that's when we practice the scripts, from the minute somebody says, hey, I'm looking to buy a house, even those of you that have been in the business a long time, do you know exactly what you're going to ask without that lead sheet in front of you? Have you practiced that lead sheet enough to know, what's your contact information? Are you currently working with in a written agreement with a realtor? Do you know how many agents forget to say that? They've been in the business 20 years. Then they get to halfway through and all of a sudden they find out that somebody has a deal. Okay, I could. Thank you for joining us. So when it comes to the scripts, yes, be proud of yourself because you've mastered that part of the script.
Okay.
Now we need to grow and learn the other ones that come in correlation with that. Michelle, your commission's way too high. I'm not paying you 6%. Do you know how to respond to that? That's an objection handling script.
Yes.
So I'm not, and you told me to put you in your place. I'm not putting you.
I do, because I'm thinking over here,
I'm giving you examples because if I say, Michelle, I'm going to sign with you, but I'm not paying you 6%. Are you fluent and confident on how you're going to explain the value to me and change my mind?
No.
No. And this is a learning opportunity here. And that's why we're going to practice the objection handling script.
Yeah, I think, okay.
Is this giving you some clarity on this now?
No. Yes. Because sometimes I get ahead of myself and I'm like, yeah. Like I got this.
You have a lot of ambition, which is amazing. Now let's take it down a step and just practice.
Yeah.
You've got this. No problem at all. Okay. I need, who else needs to give me a takeaway? My screen kind of moved. Mary, give me a takeaway from today.
Well, just the reminder that, like Michelle's saying, and we can all be confident. I've done, I've been in business a long time, so I always feel like I know how to respond, but this is a whole new venture for me. And it's just a reminder that of the importance of scripts and how they help, in the practice isn't to be rote about reading the script. The practice is about incorporating it into your own personality and your own way of answering, which Michelle is very good at, obviously. But there's certain things that Michelle doesn't know, or there's lots of things that Mary doesn't know. But just that reminder of the importance of them and why they are important. And then also just getting it on my schedule.
And that's the biggest thing. Putting it in your schedule and doing it. I have a lot of agents that I coach that it's in their schedule, but they never do it. So then I have to hold them accountable to actually doing it because it's in the schedule. So those are extremely great takeaways, guys. So did I get everybody?
I wanted to mention one thing. You said about, practice makes perfect, and you're like, well, I don't want to say perfection. And there was somebody said it, and I just came up and in my head, and I wrote it down. It was during I don't know, one of this talks about the one thing, I think, and they're talking about mindset. I think it's a 66-day challenge. And it says measure progress over perfection. So, get it on your schedule and you've got it there, but don't beat yourself up over it if you don't get to it. Or, that stuff you can even practice in the car. I mean, But yeah, just, you're never going to be perfect, but.
And you know, the other thing that you can do for script practice is actually just call each other off the cuff and go directly into play. So for instance, I could just grab my phone right now and I could dial Georgia and be like, hi, Georgia, this is Kim, and I got your referral from Michelle, and I was wondering, would you be available to talk to me about purchasing a home? Now, how do you think? That's a real life situation, right? Yet you have the opportunity to practice with me and to be yourself, do your best with no judgment. But, and Michelle, this is going to add to what you were saying. Oh, I can come off the cuff. But when you're caught off guard, this is how business is. So if I were to call you, Michelle, and say, hey, Michelle, Georgia referred me, and she said that you're the best realtor for me. And I was wondering, tell me a little bit about what would be next if I'm looking to buy a house. How would you handle that question? Are you going to get flustered because you're like, wait a minute. Okay, so this is a referral from Georgia. She wants to buy a house. Okay, so now I need to go back to and ask for this. Yet if you practice, it's going to come out like a conversation, like it was yesterday. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? So I challenge you guys to do that to each other. PC program, that was going to be something we're going to be on our call tomorrow. I'm sorry, Monday. So, you know, have fun with it, you know, call each other up and just say, you know, hey, Shaheen, I was just calling to say hello, and Georgia referred me to you. I was wondering, would you have time to come talk to me about listing my house?
Yeah, sure. Oh,
and so then with that being said, many of us get caught off guard because we're not expecting that. Yeah. We're all good to go.
It's like a surprise, like a shock, you know? Yeah, yeah.
But when you receive a call, are you ready to go into script on that? So that's another reason why you need to practice. I had somebody call me and just say, you know what, I just messed up so terribly. And I'm like, what do you mean you messed up? Nothing, what happened? Somebody called me and I froze. What do you mean somebody called you? I'm so used to making the calls myself and being prepared with everything in front of me. When somebody called me, I didn't know what to say.
Yeah.
And so let's prevent the freezing by practicing our scripts.
Good job.
And this is an agent that's been in business for a while. I can't believe I froze. Help me work through this mindset. So we did, you know. So, okay. Jane, thank you so much for being on the call with us. Jane is an AOC member. She is showing you that scripts are important. She's been in the business a very long time, and she knows the importance of committing to the schedule and script practice. Isn't that right, Jane?
Yes. And you've always been an encouragement. Always. I can't tell you, no matter how old you are, and I'm old, so.
Well, we're not going to talk about age today because I feel like a spring chicken, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
You guys look very legal.
Guys, this is how we grow. We come together, we help each other, we lift each other up, we get rid of the mindset. Get out of your own way. Your whole thing about scripts is all up here. Once you release and utilize that energy and a positive energy that I want to move forward and I want to be the best and I want to learn, and look at the amazing group that I have here, that they're doing the same thing I am, and we can achieve this together and be confident that there's no judgment here, only uplifting, positive reinforcement to get us where we need to go. All right, last minute takeaways. We've got a few more minutes left. Anything else you'd like to cover regarding scripts and the importance of putting them in your schedule? Do we have a better mindset now when it comes to looking at scripts and why we need to do them? Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Are we all in agreement? We're going to start working on these scripts and have fun with them?
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome. All right, guys, thanks for joining us today. If you have any questions, if you were not on the call today and you're watching this as a recording, feel free to reach out to me. We would love to see you as well on the 8:30 script call. If any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to reach out to me. You know how to find me. You can call me at the office and or shoot me an email, kimdeese@kw.com. We all set? Have a wonderful day, guys. Carry on.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.